All right, welcome back to Train Signal. This is Hyper-V dynamic storage and quick switch settings. Trying to say that 3 times fast, huh? We're going to be looking at a few new toys in Hyper-V in Server 2008 R2. And so here's just a quick look at what we're going to be doing. First of all, I want to tell you about some of the new capabilities in Hyper-V in Server 2008 R2. And then I want to talk to you about, hey, wait. I don't have to shut down? Yeah, that's true. When you want to add storage to a virtual machine, you don't have to shut down your virtual machines anymore as long as they're SCSI hard drives. I'll show you what that's all about here in just a bit. I also want to show you just a little nicety about Hyper-V, and that is the quick switch settings. We can actually flip between different VM settings in one screen. It's beautiful. I love it. Let's get into it now. Let's talk about some new fun stuff, and let me get out the magic red pencil here just to highlight some of the new fun stuff that is on Hyper-V in 2008 R2. First of all, we can support up to 8 processors now, whereas previously we only had 4. Yeah, that's cool. And we can also support up to 64 logical processors. Ooh, isn't that neat? And now we can support up to 1 terabyte of physical memory. Previously, we could only support up to 32 gigs of memory in a VM. So kudos to the Microsoft boys and girls on that one. We now have this ability for live migration. I'm going to circle these two together here because they really go together. We can create a Hyper-V cluster now. We can actually take 2 or more machines, and they should be identical, by the way, as close as identical as we can get, and we can cluster them together for high availability. That way, if one particular physical machine is about to die or needs maintenance or whatever, we can actually move a virtual machine across to another machine in the same cluster. Now, key elements, failover cluster in order to do this kind of technique, and we're going to talk more about this in another video, by the way. But in order to do this, you're going to have probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 grand worth of hardware to make a cluster that's going to play nice, okay? There are some very specific hardware requirements for clustering in Hyper-V. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Again, we'll talk more about it later. Management tools. Hey, we already know about the RSAT, right? I've shown that to you. And then also we have the ability to, of course, utilize Windows System Center, which also now has an R2 version as well. So no big surprises here, but the RSAT tool, being able to manage those, which I've shown you already, awesome. What more can we say, right? Some more fun stuff. For this one, all I can say is yowza, because we can actually support up to 384 virtual machines with up to 512 virtual processors. Wow. Okay, what more do I need to say, right? We now have also processor capability for live migration across different processors from the same vendor. So what that means is if we have a clustered machine and we have 2 AMD processors, one might be slightly newer than the other one. If we move a virtual machine to the machine that has the newer processor, we're going to be okay. Well, of course, we didn't even have that before at all because we didn't have this whole high availability thing with Hyper-V. So neato stuff there. And last but not least, this is the one I'm actually going to get in and show you. Hot add and remove storage on a VM. Now, this is limited to SCSI disks. I should let you know that right up front. We're going to be seeing this here. But yeah, we can add storage on the fly to a virtual machine. I think that's fantastic. Now, in terms of, what? I don't have to shut down to add storage? Yeah, that's the point. With Server 2008, you can add or remove SCSI hard disks. And I want to circle here SCSI. Okay? You'll still need to boot up with a virtual IDE disk. You cannot do hot add and remove on the IDE controllers. That's not happening. Okay? That's not happening. Only on the SCSIs. So, sorry IDE, no dice for there. But on the SCSI side, we can give him a little smiley face. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's what happens when Coach gets left alone with a keyboard and a mouse. Okay, so anyway, I want to show you how to do this whole dynamic add and removal of storage. It's super easy. We're going to do it all from inside of the virtual machine manager on our Hyper-V machine. So let's go ahead and bounce on over to the server. Let me show you how this is done. All right, so here we are over on the Hyper-V machine, and you see I have some of my Hyper-V machines up and running already, and that's so we can see actually how to add or remove virtual hard disks on the fly. So let's go ahead and start with DCR2. Let's go ahead and right-click, and let's go to its settings, and let's pull up DCR2. Now, here in the settings, you see that we have an i90E controller 0 for our initial hard drive. This is our bootable hard drive, by the way. You can't take it away. It's not even going to let you remove it. Okay, you can't do this on IDE. You'll see here that I have a SCSI controller. And hey, by the way, in Server 2008 R2, when you create a virtual machine, you automatically get a SCSI controller. That wasn't true in 2008. In 2008, if you wanted a SCSI controller, you had to add it separately from everything else. Now, immediately, once I've selected this, you see that hard drive becomes available for me to select. Let's go ahead and let's add a hard drive right now. I'm going to create a brand new hard drive right here on the fly. We're going to do a dynamically expanding hard drive. We're going to, let's call this, what is this machine? This is DC2. So we're going to call this DC2R2 VHD. Whoops. There we go. VHD2. We need some more twos in there, I think. Okay, hit next. And then let's see here. I'm going to make this guy 50 just to make sure I've got enough space. Next and finish. And whammo! A new virtual hard disk has been added to the SCSI controller. Hooray! Now I'm going to click on apply. I'm going to leave this window open here for just a bit. Let's move over to DC2R2. And let's go ahead and bring this guy up. Let me show you what this is actually going to look like when you add a new virtual hard disk. And I'm going to go ahead and log in here as Super Coach. All right, there we go. Let's go into the storage. And let me show you that this disk actually has been added. And here he is, 50 gigs, unknown, offline. Let's go ahead and bring him online. Let's go ahead and initialize him. And now we'll make him a simple volume real quick. Bam, 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 done. So we can add the storage, but then we do have to go in and set up the disk after it has been added in the settings. So wanted to show you that real quick, just in case you're wondering, hey, I added a disk. Where is it? I don't know. Where did it go? Well, here it is. It's in storage. You just have to make sure you initialize it, bring it online, and then make sure you create a simple volume or mirrored volume or whatever it is that you want to do. So, okay, so we got that, right? Let's go ahead and shrink this guy down here. And now let's go back to the settings for that DCR2 and take a look up here with me real fast. Here's DCR2. Let's go ahead and click on this little forward button and I can jump to the R2 remote desktop machine. Hooray! And now I could go ahead and add a hard drive to this guy too. And, you know, super fast, super easy, dynamically expanding to make it this as fast as we can. We'll just call this RD VHD2. And we'll give him a 50 gig or two. And finish. And whammo! There's a disk for that guy. Okay, now I'm going to switch over here to... Uh-oh, there's pending changes. You know what I forgot to do? I'll tell you what I forgot to do. I forgot to apply the change. Ah, yeah. So now I got to go back here and find that disk that I made, RDVH2D2. Let's open that guy and use him. Apply. Don't forget to hit apply. All right, now we're going to switch over here to the Windows web server. This guy is actually not on right now, so we'll skip him. The server core, I don't think he's on either. Let's see. Nope, he's off. Okay, switching over to him. All right, let's go into our Windows 7 machine here. Let's go ahead and add a hard drive to our Windows 7 client. How about that, huh? I love this thing. All right, Win 7 CL for client, VHD2. And then let's give him, yeah, he's a client machine, right? So let's give him like 25. Next, finish, and Carmelo. There we go. Apply. Don't forget to hit apply, right? All right. Yep. Here's our client 2. We could do the same thing for this guy. Oh, maybe we can't. Is he on? Oh, nope, he's not on. Well, that's why he's going to be angry with us. Okay, so now let's say we want to go back here. Let's go back over here to our remote desktop. And let's say we don't want to have this disk attached to the remote desktop machine. Okay, remove. Done. Okay, oh, wait, you want it back? Oh, okay, not a problem. Here we go. Add, browse, find it, RDVHD2, open, and apply. Whammo. Yeah, it's this easy. It's this easy to add and remove hard drives on the fly from a virtual machine. And it gets even easier when you need to do it en masse because you can move between machines. And if you don't like the backwards and forwards arrows, they're here in a list for you. Is this easy or what? You want to flip over to DCR2? Done. If you want to flip over to your Windows 7 client? Done. I know this is not like a huge enhancement, but it is really nice. Just to be able to flip back and forth between these machines, add or remove virtual hard drives on the fly. Geez, it just doesn't get any easier or cleaner than this. Okay, well, I think you've got the point. I think you've got it down. I mean, this is not hard stuff, right? So I'm going to flip back on over to the whiteboard now, and let's just do a real quick summary, and we'll move on to the next video. All right, so after watching this video, you should be able to describe some of the new advantages of running Hyper-V on Server 2008 R2. Remember that we can run up to 384, some kind of crazy number of virtual machines with up to 512 processors. Now that's going to be a humongous, super powered server class machine, but it is now possible on the operating system. You should also now be able to add or remove virtual SCSI drives. Remember, you can't do this on the IDEs, right? You have to do it on the SCSIs on the VM without shutdown, so you can add or remove those hard drives on the fly. You saw how easy it was. And also, I showed you that little quick switch bar up top. Now, I don't know if it's actually called the quick switch bar. I don't know. I haven't seen any actual name in the Microsoft documentation. It's just an enhancement in the user interface that allows us to switch between the settings of a virtual machine from one to another super fast. We don't have to close that window, go to the other machine, right-click, hit settings, blah, blah, blah. We just select it from the list or use the arrows to move backwards or forwards. And it's that easy. So, all right, so this video was kind of short and sweet, I know, but I think that you'll probably get some mileage out of this particular technique because you'll never know when your virtual machines will start to filter hard drives and you got to add some more stuff, right? And by the way, your virtual hard drives can be on a different physical disk too. I want to make sure that I mention that here to you. Now, I did the creation of my virtual hard disks on the same drive that I've been using, drive G, right? But I could add additional physical hard disks and put my virtual hard disks on any one of the physical disks that are attached to my physical machine. All right, that's it. Thanks for hanging in with me on this one. I know it was so long, right? I'll see you in the next video.